In July of 2011, I got on a plane and flew from San Francisco to London. This trip was a unique and important event in my life. It was interesting flying alone all the way to Europe because at times I tend not to have the best sense of direction. I can remember having no one to talk to on the way there and back, so for the total of 12 hours, I sat there and watched random movies without a headset. It was a long flight, but I don't have trouble sleeping on planes. For some reason, I remember everything so clearly, even where I was sitting. When I arrived at the airport, I found my friend and her family that I was there visiting. It was pretty late at night, so I don't remember much about London, because after staying the night in a hotel, the next morning we drove to a smaller town and we ended up staying there for over a week. While I was there, I got to go to Salisbury Cathedral, which is an amazing church in England. I got to talk to so many different people and see so many different things while I was there. After spending almost a week in England, we left. Before we drove fully out of England, we stopped to see Stonehenge, which is an amazing historical site in England. I remember that it had been cold and foggy the whole time I was in England, and as we were leaving to stop at Stonehenge, the sun finally came out. After England, we drove to Belgium. We stayed right in the middle of a very, very busy town. One night, in the middle of this town, in a square, there was a light show. It was amazing. In the city of Belgium, it's gorgeous at night. And of course, while we were there, we had to stop and get some of their famous chocolate. We were only in Belgium for about 2 days, but I remember everything so clearly. For some reason, we have a lot of pictures of me in Belgium when we don't have a lot other places. One of my favorite places in the world is where I went next, Freiburg, Germany, a city in Germany that mixes old-time cobble streets with the exciting stores and museums that it carries. We stayed there for a week and I loved it. There's also a large river that we got to swim in every day and sometimes at night. It wasn't too cold due to the fact that it was July, but when I was everywhere else, including England, it was still very overcast. The last day I was there, I got up and drove to Switzerland. I had been there once before and loved it, but today I was just going there for the airport. I remember sleeping almost the whole way back because of the time changes. I loved this trip so much and will always remember all the fun times I had and lessons I learned about other places in the world. It was strange being back in America because when I was there, it was perfect and I had nothing to worry about. I will never forget this trip and everything about it.